What's up, y'all? Welcome back to your mat. Today's practice is a morning mobility and mindfulness flow. This is one I've really been loving lately in my own practice when I wake up in the morning to get my day going. But of course, you could use this at any time you need it. You won't need any props for today's practice, although we will begin in a seated position and end in a seated position. So if you like to have a block or a bolster or some cushions nearby to help you get comfortable for that, we'll also be doing a couple of lunges. So if you like to have a block for some lunges, then go ahead and grab something to use. But you won't need anything. And we are going to start out today. You're welcome to start out in child's pose if that's a comfortable position for you. If not, you could just go ahead and start out seated. We'll meet up seated in just a moment. So go ahead and make your way child's pose or a comfortable seat. Doesn't need to be anything specific. Once you get settled in there, if you're in child's pose, maybe you find some kind of support there for your forehead, whether it's a block or pillow or your forearms or hands there. And if you're seated, just find a comfortable spot there and let your arms either rest by your sides or in your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes or maybe just soften your gaze. And first, we'll give ourselves an opportunity to really just check in before we get moving, lay a foundation for us to move from. So take a moment to notice how you're feeling and how you're showing up for your practice right now. Try to let go of any labels or judgments or stories around why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And instead just notice, observe, acknowledge. Again, letting this lay a solid foundation for us to move from, not only in our practice, but in our day-to-day. Checking in as a way to really just better work with ourselves and how we're feeling instead of resisting that and trying to work against that. So if you haven't already, start to tune into your breath, begin to slow it down and smooth it out. We'll come into some even counted breathing or samavriti pranayama. So next time you inhale, breathe in for a count of 4. And then as you exhale, that same 4 count to empty. So just count to yourself there, inhaling 4. Exhaling 4. You can play with how slowly or how quickly you're counting there. Just try to keep it relatively even. A couple more breaths like that. 4 counts in. 4 counts out. And then see if you can drop the counting, but keep that nice steady cadence, nice steady rhythm with your breath. If you're in child's pose, just carefully make your way up into a comfortable seat. Again, this comfortable seated position doesn't need to look any specific way. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can better see what I'm doing here. But once you come into a seat, take a breath in, sit up nice and tall. And then as you breathe out, roll your shoulders forward, feel your upper arm bones roll forward, maybe round your spine, drop your head, kind of like a seated cat. Again, this doesn't really need to look any specific way. Take a breath in there and think about breathing into the back of your lungs. And then as you exhale, just kind of lift yourself back up to center now. Roll your shoulders back, roll your upper arm bones back, lift your chest, kind of like a seated cow, and then take a breath in there. Think about filling up the front of your lungs. 2 more of those. So exhale as you roll your shoulders forward. Seated cat, take a breath in. Exhale, roll your shoulders back. Seated cow. Again, inhale, breathe into the front of your lungs there. 1 more round. Exhale as you roll your shoulders forward. So let this feel good. Inhale to stay. Exhale, roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Again, breath in there. And then breath out will bring you back to center. Take an inhale, sweep your arms skyward. As you breathe out, this time side bend to your right. So left arm up and over. Again, we'll pause for the inhale. Think about filling up your left side lung. And this round, stay for the exhale and maybe ease into that side bend a little bit more. Good, inhale, rise back up through center, arms to sky. Exhale, side bend left. And again, stay there for the inhale. Think about filling up right side lung. Exhale, maybe ease in. Good, inhale, come on back up to center now. As you exhale, side bend right. Stay there for the inhale. And then this time use the whole exhale to bring you up and over to that side bend on the left. Inhale there to stay. One more to each side. So exhale up and over to the right. Inhale, breathe into left side lung. Exhale up and over to the left. And then again, inhale, fill up that right side lung. Exhale, come on back up to center there. Take a breath in. Think about lengthening again through your midline. This time as you exhale, take a twist to your right. So left hand could connect with your right knee. Right hand could come behind you or maybe to that left hip. Don't force yourself into your deepest twist possible just yet, but come back to the breath. Inhale here. Think about lengthening. And then see if you can use the exhale to maybe find a little bit more range of motion in that twist. And you might feel yourself moving in a little bit more, or maybe you just kind of feel your body adapting and becoming a little bit more easeful. Inhale, think about lengthening. Exhale, can you ease in? Take one more breath there. Good, inhale, unravels you back to center, lengthen there, and then exhale, take your twist to the left, set it up. Again, don't need to go as deep as you can there just yet. Take a breath in. Once you arrive, sit up tall, and then use your breath out to help you ease in. Again, you may kind of move in a little bit deeper, or you may just feel like there's a little bit more ease in the shape. It's more familiar in your body. 2 more breaths. Take one more cycle. Good. Inhale, come on back to center. Exhale, let's come on over hands and knees. You can set your block off to the side. Notice your toes are pointed back here as you come into tabletop. And the next time you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, cow pose. Next time you exhale, tuck your tail around your spine and explore sinking your hips back towards your heels. And you can just pause anywhere along the way that feels good. Inhale, come forward for cow, but tuck your toes under this time. And then keep your toes tucked as you exhale around your spine. Again, explore sinking hips back to heels. Pause anywhere there that feels good. We'll flow that twice more. So inhale, point your toes back as you come forward for cow. Exhale around your spine, maybe hips to heels. Inhale, come forward, cow, and tuck your toes under this time. Keep your toes tucked as you exhale around your spine, cat. Again, maybe hips to heels, kind of like a child's pose. One more round through. Inhale, toes point back as you come forward. Toes stay pointed as you exhale around your spine. Inhale, come forward, tuck your toes under as you find that extension. And then keep the toes tucked as you exhale around your spine. Pause there, really push the mat away with your hands. Take a breath in, look forward. And then as you breathe out, push into your hands so much that you can float your knees. Let your heels drop, downward facing dog. And it might feel good to continue this kind of pedaling out through the feet or this alternating bending knees to continue getting some sensation there through the feet and maybe now up through calves and hamstrings. Stay connected to your hands, spread your hands, push the mat away, drop your head. If you're wiggling around, find stillness in down dog and take a moment to reconnect to that steady cadence of the breath. One breath in, one breath out. Good. Bend your knees so that you can bring your belly towards your thighs. We're going to keep the left thigh and the belly connected. Inhale, sweep your right leg up. Might not go as high as it normally does. That's fine. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. And then with the knee, you're drawing as big of circles as possible. Take a couple in one direction. Keep that left thigh close connected to your belly. Take a few in the other direction. Go slow enough that you can really feel that articulation of your thigh bone in the hip socket. Let's finish up with the right knee to the chest and really squeeze that knee towards the chest. Inhale, come forward, plank. Really squeeze that knee in. Push the mat away with your hands. Create some space as you exhale, step through. Left knee lands, low lunge. This is also where a block could come in handy. or hands can stay on the floor. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your chest. As you exhale, lean your hips back, float your front toes up, half splits. 2 more of those. So inhale, come forward. Your hands could stay down, or you may explore lifting your chest and sweeping your arms up. Might just feel a little different without the support of your hands. Exhale, lean your hips back. Again, maybe your hands stay on the floor. Maybe you play with sweeping your arms behind you. 1 more round. Inhale as you drop your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, lean your hips back, float your front toes up. Good. Inhale, come forward, plant your right foot, right hand to right thigh. Inhale, we'll lift our chest, left arm to sky. So we're going to come off the hands if your hands are on the floor. As you exhale, side bend over to your right. Left arm up and over. Take a breath there, breathing into that left side body. Good. Next inhale will lift you up. As you exhale, get your left hand to the floor or your block inside of your right foot. Inhale, tuck your back toes under, float your back knee up, really firm up that back thigh. Reach your right fingertips forward like you're about to shake someone's hand, and then let's make big circles with the arm. So next inhale, roll your chest open, right arm sweeps up. Exhale, fingertips back, down and around. Take 2 more in this direction. Again, go slow. Pay attention, feel the movement happening there in the shoulder, the upper arm. Good. Take a couple in the other direction. Take 1 more circle, and now this is optional, but the next time that your right arm sweeps back, maybe find a lounging lizard, roll into the pinky toe edges of both feet, let that left hip drop towards the floor. Go ahead and come back into low lunge if you're not already there. Connect that right footprint into the mat, push down through that right footprint so much that you can inhale, lift your chest, so we'll come off of the hands. Pivot your feet, we're going towards that left foot now for skater or skandasana. Toes out, knee tracking over toes, and you can play with how high or how low your hips go here. See if you can keep that left heel down and see if you can really maintain control through the range of motion. So instead of just collapsing into the joints, feel like you really got control there around the hips. Feel that work happening in the inner thighs. Next inhale, push down through that left footprint to lift you up and out, back to the front of the mat. Set that right foot back. High plank, take a breath in there. And then as you breathe out, lower slowly to the floor. Good. Point your toes back, anchor your pubic bone, cobra pose. Inhale, shoulders, upper arms wrap back. And then see if you can keep this shape and get kind of light in your hands. So really feel the shoulders hugging back. Exhale, lower slowly. You've got 2 more of these. Inhale, shoulders, upper arms roll back, light in the hands, maybe hands hover. Exhale, release to the floor. Last one, keep the pubic bone anchored. Inhale, shoulders back, chest lifts, maybe hands lift. Exhale, come on down slow. Good. Inhale, back up through plank or hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths there. Just come back to that nice steady cadence. All right, second side, bend your knees, belly to thighs. We're gonna keep the right thigh bone and belly connected now. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. And then again, take a couple of big circles, like you're drawing big circles with that left knee. Take a few in one direction, go slow, as big as you can without creating pain or bringing the belly away from that right thigh bone. Take a few in the other direction. Good, and then we'll finish up knee to chest. Squeeze the knee as close into the chest as you can. Keep that. Inhale, come forward. Push the mat away. Hug the knee to the chest. Create that space to step through. Exhale, land left foot, land right knee. Low lunge, grab your block if you'd like it. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, lean your hips back, float your front toes up, half splits. Remember, you can keep your hands on the floor or play with removing the support of your hands. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your chest, maybe the arms circle back. Exhale, lean your hips back, float your front toes up, maybe the arms sweep back behind you. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lean your hips back. Good. Inhale, back to lunge. Plant your left foot, left hand to left thigh. Take your right arm up, chest is lifted. Exhale, side bend left. Take a breath or two there, breathing into that right side. Inhale, come on back up to center. Exhale, get your right hand to the floor inside of that left footprint. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, float back knee, left arm forward. Keep that back leg really active. Next time you inhale, roll your chest open to the left. Left arm to the sky, passing through that twist, making those arm circles. Exhale, fingertips back, down and around. 2 more in this direction. Go slow. Like you're swimming through honey. Feel all that musculature start to spark and wake up. Take a couple in the opposite direction. And remember, this is optional, but next time that your left arm sweeps back, maybe take lounging lizard, roll onto the pinky toe edges of both feet. Maybe that right hip drops towards the floor. Let's come back into low lunge if you're not already there. And then push into that left footprint to lift your chest. Turn towards the back of your mat, so back to that right leg, right toes out, knee tracking over toes. Skater, Skandasana. Again, you can play with how low you go, but can you keep that control, that awareness, that support? Keep the breath flowing. Just give it one more breath cycle here. Good, then inhale, push down through that right footprint to lift you up and out, back to the front of the mat. Step back to plank, take a breath in. Up to you, exhale, maybe chaturanga or to the floor. Inhale back through cobra or maybe upward facing dog. And then exhale, final down dog. We'll meet up there. Drop your head. Come back to your breath. Without overthinking this, maybe just noticing how this down dog feels a little different than the first one you took. Good. Inhale, look forward at your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, step right foot outside right hand, left foot outside left hand. Malasana, toes out, heels in. This is where you may want to block or some other kind of support. Again, you can slide that underneath you. Come to sit on that support. Maybe today it feels best for you to just kind of hover your hips there. Hands can stay on the floor or hands can come to prayer. I like a little contact between elbows and knees here. Lift your chest, a little rocking might be nice, or you may be craving stillness, but just take a moment to come back to your breath. One breath in, one breath out. Find that nice steady cadence there. Bring your hands behind you and slowly lower your hips to the floor, coming into a seated malasana. So feet are wide, toes are turned out slightly. And then you can keep your hands behind you here to help you sit up tall, or maybe remove the support of your hands, but see if you can keep that lift through your chest. Let's take a breath in here. Think about lengthening, so lift your chest. As you breathe out, just drop your knees over to the right. Keep your chest lifted as you inhale. Come on back up to center. Sometimes it helps to reach your arms out in front of you. Keep your arms active maybe there. Exhale, drop your knees to the left. So we've got 2 more. Inhale, come on back to center. Chest is lifted. Exhale, knees to the right. Good. Inhale, come on back to center. Exhale, knees to the left. You may be kind of scooting around on the floor on your mat. That's fine. 1 more to each side. Inhale to center. Chest is lifted. Exhale, drop your knees to the right. Inhale back through center, and then exhale as you take them to the left. Good. Inhale, come on back up to center. You can scoot back on your mat some if you wiggled forward. Bring your feet in a little bit so they're about hip-width distance apart, toes pointing forward now. Bring your hands on the mat behind you. You can have your fingertips pointing out if it's uncomfortable to get your fingertips pointing back towards your hips. But either way, feel your hands and feet on the floor there. Hug your elbows back, wrap your shoulders back, and find this lift through your chest. That might be great for you today. Then stay here for the breath in, or keep all that, and as you inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips, reverse table. On your exhale, lower your hips down slowly. Come on up to your seat. We're gonna cross right shin in front of left shin, Sukhasana. Take a breath in, sit up tall. And then as you breathe out, start to hinge from your hips, any amount that feels good. Pausing anywhere along the way there for a breath. Good, then inhale as you lift out, plant your hands and feet again for that reverse tabletop. So ground through hands and feet, hug shoulders back, lift your chest, maybe stay there or press into your feet, lift your hips, inhale. Exhale, come on down slow, left shin in front of right this time, Sukhasana. Take a breath in as you sit up tall, and then take a breath out as you hinge and fold. Again, pause anywhere along the way that feels good. And then we'll just flow that once more through, just kind of fluidly with the breath. So use your whole inhale to bring you back to reverse table. Hips can stay down or lift. Full exhale to find Sukhasana with the right shin in front. So stretch out the breath. If you need an extra breath there, that's fine. Inhale back through reverse table. Exhale, Sukhasana, left shin in front of right this time. Good, then inhale, find your way back up into a comfortable seat. We'll finish up here with a little bit of breath work and a brief meditation. So find any comfortable seat. Again, doesn't need to look any specific way. Just something that you can relax a little bit into there. So let this seat be easeful. Notice that you're sitting up tall, or you're positioned in a way that you can sit up tall without a whole lot of extra effort or additional energy on your end. Close the eyes if that's comfortable, or soften your gaze. Drop your arms by your sides or in your lap. Slow down, smooth out your breath. And start to work your way back into that 4-count inhale and 4-count exhale. We're going to continue with the Samavriti pranayama, but we're going to add a retention now to finish off. And you've got a few options here. So option number 1, if you feel like you need a little bit more uplift or invigoration for your day today, then I'm going to invite you to hold your breath at the top of your inhale. So you'll inhale for 4 counts. You'll pause and hold your breath at the top there for 4 counts. You'll exhale for 4 counts, and then go right back into the inhale for 4. Maybe today you feel like you need a little bit more kind of calming or grounding energy for your day ahead, then I'm going to invite you to take that retention then at the bottom of the exhale. So you'll inhale for 4, exhale for 4, hold the breath out for 4 at the bottom, and then right back into the inhale for 4. Now, if you feel like you need a little bit of both, then you can take what's often referred to as a box breath. So the retention will be both at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale, and that will look like inhaling for 4, pausing and holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and then pausing and holding for 4 counts. So we'll take a couple of rounds. Go ahead and begin as you're ready. We'll use those 4 counts. And maybe you're holding at the top of the inhale or the bottom of the exhale, or maybe both. Remember that you can play with the tempo, how quickly or slowly you're counting, but we're trying to keep the inhales, the exhales, and the retentions all relatively even in length. And keep in mind too that for the retentions, for the holds, we're not going for max time. We're not trying to, this shouldn't be stressful. We're not trying to find that kind of air hunger. We're really just trying to capture the potency of the breath that nourishes us and animates us, provides us with this life force energy to carry us through the day. So just complete whatever round you're on right now, and then let this next round be your final round of that Samavriti breath, maybe a triangle breath or a box breath there. And then once you complete that final round, feel free to take one kind of final cleansing breath, maybe a nice full breath in, and one of those audible sighs out. Then just take a moment here to let the breath go. Let your breath go. Let the counting go. Can you observe your breath as it starts to find its way back into its own effortless rhythm? Similar to how we began, can you take a look around your inner body landscape right now and notice how you're feeling and how you're showing up in this moment? Without overthinking this, maybe you've noticed things have changed or feel a little different from before. Maybe you also notice those parts of you that remain steady and unchanging as well. Both the changing and the unchanging help to make us whole. And then if you have a little bit more time today, then I really encourage you to maybe stay here for your meditation, or you could come into a shavasana. If this is all the time that you have today, then I want you to first take a moment to acknowledge yourself for showing up and carving out this time. If you're going to stay, then you're welcome to tune me out or turn off the video. But if this is all the time you have, then before you head back into the doing of your day, can you give yourself just one final moment to really just be here? And again, without necessarily overthinking this, could you take a moment to imagine or visualize what it would look like or what it would feel like to move into the rest of your day with the same attention and awareness and presence, this focused calm? What would that look like? What would that feel like? How would you take on those kind of daily, routine, mundane activities? How would that shift your approach to maybe challenges or obstacles in your day ahead? What would that feel like when you get ready to lay down and go to sleep? How would you feel after a day that was really just lived in presence? And so with all of that being said, that's where I'm going to leave you with my thanks for your practice and for your presence today. Thank you so much for being here and for joining me. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a really great day, and I hope to see you back here on your mat really soon. Take care, y'all. Blessings. I'll catch you next time.